I feel like it's grossly overpriced. If I'm to be completely honest, I think it's just too much money. Hey everyone, if you are new, welcome and thank you for watching, and if you're one of my regulars, thank you for watching as well. Let's talk about grossly overpriced bags that are really not worth it, and some of them I own and the ones that I own I will of course show you, but these are items that in this day and age of cost of living and of everything going up, these are examples of brands who are putting their prices up by huge margins, huge percentages, and their products now, to me, a lot of their products don't feel worth it. Whereas you go back even to early 2020, their stuff was worth it at the time, but now I feel that it's not, and I have to share this with you because for any of you, particularly any of you thinking of buying any of the bags that I'm going to talk to you about, I just think you need to think hard about it before you go and do it. And of course I always say these are just my opinions, feel free to disagree, and I always say as well, if there's something you absolutely love, it's never a bad idea to go and get it. But I know a lot of you watch these videos just to kind of see what I think and make that decision for yourself before you drop this kind of money. So the first brand has got to be Bottega. I've got a Bottega bag around here somewhere. Found it. The cassette bag. It's not a bag that I own, but it's one that if you ask me for what it is, it's massively overpriced. Like, it's grossly overpriced. That bag is nearly £3,000. It's actually, what is it, £2,740, which I just personally think, having seen that bag, I don't necessarily feel that it's a long-term classic. And if you're going to spend that money, particularly in this day and age with everything that's going on in the economy, I know that for a lot of us, even me, I want to think twice before I drop money on things. I want to make sure that I'm not just frivolously buying something that I'm probably not really going to like or use in a couple of years. And that, I think, is a major bag. In fact, even their pouch bag, a lot of their bags now have exceeded £2,000, and as I say, having seen them, I just don't think they're worth it. Obviously, you have to do you. If you love that bag, if you already own that bag and you disagree, that's totally fine. This is just my opinion. The next Bottega bag, and I know I can hear loads of you going, is it going to be the Jodie bag? It is the Jodie bag. The reason why this, I feel, is not good is I feel for what you get, personally speaking, feel like this is grossly overpriced. Thankfully, I bought mine when the price was around about £1,400, but I also had a credit for Louisa Via Roma, so it ended up costing me about £580. For £580, I'm happy with it. I don't use it because the zip is so annoying. You can't open it and then you can't close it again after. I'm not going to demonstrate that for you because I've done that a million times, and I think you get the gist. But for any of you thinking about this bag, it is £1,740, and in my opinion, it's not worth it. You can't fit much in it. The zip is highly annoying. You can't even wear it crossbody. For me, having bought it at £580, I'm glad I bought it, but I would not pay the money for it now. In fact, even at the time, I wasn't prepared to pay £1,400 for it. It's just because I had that credit that I decided to go and do it. So that's one of the other bags that I think is really popular right now. It's too much money. The next bag is another one that's really popular at the moment, and it's one that I think at one point, yeah, definitely at one point I was saying that these were good bags to go for because of how much they actually were at the time. And you know how I've spoken to you about the Prada re-edition. You can get this bag in loads of different, so you can get it in the nylon, but then there was also this, which is kind of like a terry toweling kind of material. But I'm specifically talking about the Prada bags that are crystallized, of which you have one called, I think it's called the Clio bag, and one which is the re-edition. I personally think these bags are beautiful. I've seen them in real life. They're absolutely stunning. They're works of art. They catch the light. They look absolutely stunning. But at the end of the day, not so much the Clio, because I think that's the leather bag, but if you buy the re-edition version, all you're buying actually is nylon with crystals stuck on. And that bag, those bags are really expensive. So if you look at the regular non-Clio bag, so the re-edition, for a bag like this, and I've also said as well, these don't hold their shape, they crumble up into nothing. I know they pop back out again. They're gorgeous, don't get me wrong, but for the money, I feel that they've surpassed that point where I would say to you, yeah, it's a good one to get. If I'm being completely honest, you know, I always say that I reserve the right to be wrong, and actually in recent months where I've been telling you I've been wrong has been to do with pricing. It's not to do with the actual product itself. It's not me saying like the Chanel Classic flap's not worth it. It absolutely is, but it's not worth it for £8,000 in that large size. It's not worth it for the new money prices. And so that's why, to a degree, I'm actually backtracking on myself with a lot of the bags that I've always told you are good to get. And if you're watching this going, oh great, I bought that bag and you told me it was good, I promise you, most of the bags that I come on here and I tell you are good, I still think they're good. It's just the new prices. That's what I'm talking about. The next one is one that I think was really popular a couple of years ago, but I thought this at the time and I still think it now. It's the Louis Vuitton Petite Malle. I hope that's how you pronounce it. This bag is nearly £4,000, and let me tell you, you would be hard pushed to just about fit your phone in this bag. I've never understood, personally, I've never understood the cult almost interest in this bag, and I know everyone's different, and loads of you probably have it, and you like it for your own reasons, and that's absolutely fine. You know, as I always say, life would be boring if everyone liked the same things. But for £3,950, I don't know. I just question why you'd buy it. It's probably something that's quite good on an evening out, but to spend 4K, you know, for the average person, I'm not talking about like the super rich where this is a drop in the ocean. I'm talking about like for those of us where we go to work and we save and we go and buy stuff. I just wonder, I feel like it's grossly overpriced. If I'm to be completely honest, I think it's just too much money. And then the next one is one that some of you might think this is comical, and it actually is. How many of you have seen the pigeon bag from JW Anderson? I actually saw this, so I'd seen it a while ago because some of you told me about it, and when one of you said to me in the comments, have you seen the pigeon clutch bag? I was like, what? And I googled it and I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I thought, this is actually a real thing. And it's like £650. Is it £650 that bag is? And I don't know how many of you saw it, but the other place that I saw it, and I had you guys tagging me on Instagram, is on like photos of where they are creating the next Sex and the City, and Carrie in that is actually carrying the pigeon bag. And it's so weird to see it in real life and to see someone using it with a straight face, really, because it's like, I don't think you could fit much in it, but it's just weird, and it's really expensive for what it is. And then the final bag, which is weird, very expensive, what is it, £6,160. It's this from Gucci. You've got it right. It is a heart. It is a human heart, crystallized. What are you going to fit in it? You would not. I've got like the folding Samsung phone, which goes really small. Not even that's going to fit in it. And when I saw the price, I know that actually this in a way is more art. So when you've got something that's art, you can charge what you want for it pretty much. But as soon as I saw it, I thought this is an example of a weird design that's super expensive. And the design isn't even practical in any way. I mean, even if you were to wear this out on an evening, can you imagine going out on an evening wearing this bag? What are you going to fit in it? You could probably fit a lip salve and a credit card, and that would be it. I don't know, I find it really confusing what's going on in the luxury markets at the moment. And I've had a lot of you actually say to me in comments recently whether you wonder whether these design houses are going to start to see an impact as a result of their high prices, whether they will see prices drop. And I know there's an argument to say that these design houses don't care and they're going after the mega rich, the kind of people who won't worry about spending the money. But I do also see your point, because if you think about it, I did a video on this about 2 years ago where I did some research into it, and I was really surprised to see that over a third, it was nearly 2/3 of sales actually come from regular people. You know, those of us who, as I say, we go to work, we save, we go and buy something. Even if we buy something once a year, just imagine all the people that are like us buying something once a year. That makes up a large amount of sales. Those sales aren't to be sniffed at. So I do see exactly what you're saying when you're saying to me, do we think that those brands are going to start to see it kind of come back on them in a negative way? I do wonder, and I don't think we will know. I don't think they will ever stop putting up their prices. I am baffled by how much they have gone up by. I mean, I know inflation's through the roof globally, but I'm mind blown at quite how much these brands have put their prices up in the last couple of years, particularly that COVID year in 2020. None of us could believe that, you know, when people were getting sick and it was a really stressful time. You had brands putting their prices up by 60% by the end of the year, and it was kind of like, what's that about? That's really weird. Feel free to talk in the comments if you disagree with anything, or if there's any bags you think that I have missed off this list. If you're thinking of something and you're like, you forgot this, it's like stupid money and it's not that amazing, let me know in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.